Hello, I'm Dr. Lisa Schuster and welcome to Health Bites. Now for this episode I wanted to talk to you about how you can find out a lot of important information about your body by testing the saliva. And the reason that you can test the saliva is because the saliva is checking a free form, a much smaller substance than typically when you are getting your blood tested. When you're getting your blood tested for hormones, for your endocrine system, for your immune system, the hormones are typically in a bound format, about 90-95%. And then there's also about 5% that are in more of the free form. The free form is able to go through a small capillary and right into the tissues. And that free form is what one is able to test with the saliva testing. There's a lot of correlation in some studies showing a strong correlation between the results of blood tests of the free form of the hormone and saliva testing of the free form of the hormone. The government has used the saliva testing for some of their pilots to check their diurnal rhythms, and also the Endocrine Society has endorsed this for the diagnosis of Cushing's syndrome. Also, saliva testing is used to detect certain clinical conditions. Let me give you some examples. Adrenal glands. Some conditions of the adrenal glands are Addison's and Cushing's, adrenal fatigue, or others. You can also check altered female hormones, such as PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome, menopause, hormonal alterations, infertility. You can also check with the saliva altered male hormones, examples being hypogonadism, hypertestosteronism. You can also find out about metabolic disturbances, including insulin resistance or diabetes. You can also find out more about allergic states to asthma, molds, food. The other thing about saliva testing is that there is something called chronobiologic testing, and what that means is this: we are not static. Throughout the entire day there is always constant communication between the different systems of our body. Certain times of the day, either in the morning or at night, certain levels of hormones might be elevated, and then at other times they should get lower. To give an example of the adrenal glands. There is a test kit for the adrenal glands where you're going to check 4 different levels throughout the day, like at 7 in the morning, lunchtime, dinner time, evening. And then when you send it off to the lab, they're able to assess throughout the day what's the function of your adrenal glands. Is it producing hormones in the correct levels at the correct time? Another example is the cycling female. Throughout the month, if you just take a blood test at one time, even if it's known, okay, this is about when you should be ovulating, we're going to take a blood test at this time, that's only giving you, again, a snapshot at one moment in time. With the saliva testing, a woman can check the entire month, every couple of days throughout the entire cycle. She's able to have a sample of the saliva. So the lab is able to accumulate about 11 samples from the cycling women, able to find out in that first couple of weeks, are you getting a good spike of estrogen? In the second couple of weeks, are you getting enough progesterone? It's also able to find out, is your pituitary helping your body to release the FSH and the LH, and also to see if there's ovulation going. So there's a lot of great information for the different cycles of our body. And the main thing is, if something does not show up on a blood test, but you're still having symptoms, you want to keep on working and working as hard as possible to find the answers. And saliva testing can be a very wonderful way for you to find out what's going on. If the blood tests aren't showing something, let's see if another type of testing will show me where I'm out of balance, and then that can verify why you're still not feeling as optimal and as healthy as you should be. Okay, I hope you found out a little bit more about saliva testing. If you have any questions, remember you can always email me or call me. And until next time for Health Bites, I'm Dr. Lisa Schuster.